capture the audience, like that's what you're here for. Like you are a performance poet, so, and if what you say is important to you, then it should be equally important to like let the audience know what you're feeling and help them understand on your level what it is you're saying.
I'm too thin these days. I know it, my mom knows it, the lady at the grocery store knows it, and when she proceeds to ask me, how are you so skinny?
It's so real. It's so much more raw. The energy that comes with slam poetry or spoken word is just so much more open.
I don't enjoy this look. This feeling of knowing my body is wilted corpse of a flower. I've convinced myself that I don't know why I've become this.
There's a lot going on with the relationship between the performer and the audience. Like, there's a lot of like rowdiness, there's a lot of applause and like booing when scores aren't going so well. And like, I don't know. It's a lot more than just a poet speaking to you. It's very reliant on the audience. A lot of it requires like a lot of enthusiasm. It's not just a dry reading, it is a game, running a lot more like speech and debate or something silly like that. Since it is competitive, points are tallied over the entire year because there's typically like a first, second, third place for each night.
Everybody get a number.
So participants as well as placeholders accrue those points, and at the end of the year we hold a Grand Slam, and the top 5 from the Grand Slam actually represent our city at one of the national poetry slams.
So I would say that there's definitely a core group of people who you'll see them every single week, but then over half are people who have only been here once or twice, or they're brand new, which I think is incredible. I love that the slam isn't some sort of very tight clique. I love that it's open to more people.
The first couple years I started getting into slam, it's just like always asking people like, what can I do better? Like, read my poem, tell me what I need to change. It was more just like really being inspired by other people and watching them and seeing how they do things and constantly asking for critique.
For me, I am not an incredibly competitive person. I've never really had it in me to thrive off of competition, so when I see people get up and perform, for me it's a lot less nerves about where I'm going to place or how I'm going to do. It's a lot more like gratitude that I'm part of this community and gratitude that I get to experience these poems that again are usually very intimate and very personal.
You try the bottoms on and they're cute. You feel so cute for once. You try on the top and start laughing. Start laughing so hard just so you can trick your brain away from crying, you take it off.
I get nervous, don't get me wrong. Like, there's a lot of nerves right before I do my poem, but it's less like, what if I don't do well? And it's more like, what if I trip and fall on the stage, which has happened before.
Write for yourself. Screw the scores. Like that's what I think can be very deterring when a new poet goes up on stage and they perform in this huge competition for the first time. And I remember when I was like starting out, I would just focus on the scores the whole time.
There's nothing that feels the same as getting up there, doing your poem, and doing the poem that you need to do. So I guess that's really the advice, is do the poem that you need to do, and it will feel incredible.
We've done a lot of work to make this like a really inviting and caring community. So like, even though you may have those essential like fears of getting on stage, once you're off, like you're completely accepted and everyone has your back. So there's no, I guess, better environment to take that kind of a risk. I mean, we've been happening here in 15 years, so at this point I think it's kind of like an institution, like something that people know that young people have access to in this town that happens every year. There's not a whole lot of all ages events, so Poetry Slam for a lot of people is like their first sort of like interaction with the community of Flagstaff. It's really bearing your soul to like a large room full of people who don't necessarily know you very well. Nervous is really like invaluable because it's like the only bodily, like involuntary bodily response that shows that you care about something. So if you're nervous, you should absolutely pursue it.
Because when you look at me, I make you rock hard.
John Quinones is hiding paraphernalia in his chest hair.